Over the winter, I spent an abundant amount of time indoors because outdoors is cold, gross, and there are people out there. Instead of doing anything that is remotely productive in my life, I spent most of my time 100%ing Red Dead Redemption 2 and Skyrim for like the 80th time. And now I know what you're thinking. The title of this video is, I miss being a loser in video games, and the Dragonborn and Papa Arthur are not losers. I agree. And since you would be right, the loser is me. See, when I play these games, I love to be the hustling cowpoke who steals everyone's beans, shoots them, and has a crippling nicotine addiction. And see, I played games like this for a long time. Even as a kid, I didn't want to be the chosen one who saves the world. I wanted to be like another NPC that just fits in. Like, hello, fellow NPCs, I totally belong to be here. Sometimes when you're really lucky, the game actually wants you to be like a nobody loser, and that's the point. Now, I know what you're thinking. I am getting good at this. We have a good relationship going on. Why would anyone want to play a game like that? Because this kind of game had me completely invested. Anyone who has ever looked at another galaxy or like a fantasy land, especially when you compare it to our trailer trash world, you would have to say, yeah, I want a piece of that right there. I think the first time I felt this was when I was playing an old Harvest Moon game, when I would just like cut grass, feed my animals, and sell like one egg at my like shoddy store and feel like, yeah, I contributed to this community. I am a grown farmer and I matter here. And it's here I met my first love. Shout out to Celia. Even though Nami and I definitely had a connection there. And I didn't want to do anything other than just chill with the townsfolk. Now see, whenever I play an RPG and I see a place that I actually want to be in, I get a little sad. Maybe it just reminds me of how I have no friends and life is full of unfulfilled expectations until you have to come to terms with the harsh reality of your own mortality. But Harvest Moon was really an amazing game. See, I wasn't saving the world or anything, or I wasn't taking the jewelry of a dead king to his long-lost son. You know, here's your dad's oversized life alert, Martin. XOXO, Papa. But I feel satisfied when I get to be in the moment and just chill with not a lot happening around me with no real expectations. I think it's the quiet moments when you get to pause and reflect on your life decisions and the path you've chosen, not only in the game, but in life. See, when I was a kid, my family had a pipe burst and like the whole upper floor was filled with poop water, and the stairs became like a slip and slide, and it was a complete disaster. I wrote lol at the end of like disaster, and I don't know why, because that's not funny. But we had to spend an entire month in a hotel near where we lived. And kind of like to deal with the fact that this had happened, my parents bought me a GameCube game called Chibi Robo, where, get this, you get to play as a mini robot, and get this, you're a mini robot maid who cleans trash and gets happy points. And it was so awesome. I was feeling pretty useless and everything kind of sucked. And the game that made me feel great was the game where I got to be a robot maid that cleaned stuff. But man, that music was a bop. Yeah. Being a loser, which I'm kind of using synonymously with unimportant, is not a bad thing. In fact, I think it lets you explore a form of introspection and self-reflection that you just really don't get in games nowadays. Some of my favorite games as a kid, like Oblivion and Fable, let you just be an adventurer, and that was just great to me. See, I got really invested in old World of Warcraft, where we all just were wandering nobodies, and now you're a literal god killer. It's hard really to reflect on your life choices when you go from being the untested mage who gets slaughtered by a gang of fish people to literally going to the afterlife to kill the Undertaker of souls. And you can chill with Daryl from The Walking Dead and kick back some monsters with him in Death Stranding, and that's fun. Or play a life simulator like Stardew Valley. All fun games. But just the moments like target practice with your boy and letting him outshoot you just because you want to let him have a good time before the entire universe dies. or going to a dinner party where you make them all turn on each other. I don't know if you feel the same way about these moments as I do, but everything's fast-paced and intense, and I just like to breathe and chill for a moment. And that's really it. Tell me if you've had a moment that's been quiet in a video game. It might have even been unscripted, but it just stuck with you. You felt like you could just kind of appreciate where you are. And maybe you appreciate where you are now and can toss me a like or a subscribe. That would make me feel good on the inside. But I do hope to see you around again and have more moments kind of like this. So either way, thanks for watching. See y'all later.